Hello students, the next topic is of taxonomic hierarchy. Taxonomic hierarchy, or it is also known as taxonomic category. Taxonomic hierarchy or taxonomic category. Taxonomic hierarchy first time established by the Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus established taxonomic hierarchy or taxonomic category. These are the different categories or different groups in which all the organisms are classified. That is the taxonomic category or hierarchy. The highest category is of that is kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. These are the 7 categories: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. First of all, we studied the lowest category, that is species. Species, the organisms which are similar in all respect and can interbreed between them. The organisms which are similar in all respect and can interbreed between them, they are included in a single species, that is suppose Mazifera indica. Indica is a here species and Mazifera is a genus. So all the plants of Mazifera indica are similar in all respect and they can interbreed between them, and it is the basic unit of life. Species is the basic unit of life. Second one is of genus. Different species which having some common characters, and all these different species grouped together. Different species having some common character, that different species which having some common character, that characters is known as correlated characters. Different species which having some common characters, and that characters is known as correlated characters, and all these different species put together in the common category, that is known as genus. Again, repeat again one. Different species which having some common characters or some same characters, that characters is known as correlated characters. On the basis of that correlated character, all these different species placed together in the same higher level of category, that is known as genus. For example, Brassica campestris, Brassica oleracea, Brassica rapa, so these are the 3 different species, that campestris, oleracea and rapa. Brassica campestris, that is the mustard. Brassica oleracea, that is cauliflower, and Brassica rapa, that is rye. These are 3 different species but having some common characters, due to which all these 3 species put together in a common higher level of category, that is of Brassica. This is the genus. So different species which having some common characters, on the basis of that common characters, they are put together in a same higher level of category, that is known as genus. Another category, that is of family. Different genus which having some common characters. and that characters is known as correlated characters. Different genus which having some common characters, and that characters is known as correlated character. On the basis of that correlated character, all the genus put together in the same category, that is known as family. Just like Brassica, Raphanus, it is another genus. Raphanus sativus is the name of that plants, radish. Raphanus sativus is the name of radish, and Brassica, Oleracea campestris, these are the different plants. So these are the two different genus, Raphanus and Brassica, having some common characters. That's why they put together in the next higher level of category, that is known as family, that is Brassicaceae. Brassicaceae is the next higher category, we can say family. Like that, panther, leopard, jaguar, these are different animals, cat, all these are having some common characters and put together into some same common family, that is of cat family. If you see like that, the animals of animals example in the genus, just like Leo, lion, that is Panthera leo, tiger, Panthera tigris. These are the two different animals, but they are having common characters. That's why Panthera leo, that is the lion, Panthera tigris, that is the tiger. Both are put together in the same category, that is genus. Like that, lion, tiger, and cat. All these are having some common character, but having the different genus put together in the cat family. Then next level of category, that is order. The different family which having some common characters, and due to that common characters, all different family put together in the next level of category, that is known as order. All the different characters, these characters is again be known as correlated characters, and different family due to correlated character put together in the next level of category, that is of order. The next is of class. Different order which having some common characters, and that common characters is known as correlated characters. And on the basis of that correlated characters, all the order put together in the next level of category, that is known as class. And then phylum. Like them again, the different classes which having some common characters. On the basis of that common character, all the classes put together in the next level of category, that is known as phylum. And last one is of kingdom. Different phylum put together on the basis of some common character together in a next higher level of category, that is known as phylum. So these are the different taxonomic category which are based on their characteristic features. Suppose we move from species to kingdom, the characters will be, or similarities will be, increase or decrease. When we move from species to kingdom, the similarities will be decrease. Similarities will be decrease. For example, in a species, all the characters, all the plants are similar in shape, size, and reproduction. All these things, species. But a genus having more than one species, family having more than 2, 3, 4, 5 species, so their character will be, similarities will be decreases. So we move from species to kingdom, their similarities will be decreases. When we move from kingdom to species, that similarities will be increases. For example, kingdom. The 5 kingdom is there: Animalia kingdom, plant kingdom, fungi kingdom, Monera kingdom, and Protista kingdom. These are the five kingdom. But here in a kingdom, suppose for example in animal kingdom, human being is there, buffalo is there, cow is there. So similarities are not much. The less similarities is there. But we move from one to another phylum, just like Animalia. In a phylum, in a kingdom Animalia, that phylum is of chordata and vertebrata phylum is there. The similarities will be increases. Then again class increases, order, just Mammalia class, mammals, all the mammals are similar, more similar, then order, then family, genus and species. Just like Homo sapiens sapiens is the species. So all Homo sapiens are alike, all are similar. So that characters will be increases we move from kingdom to species, or similarities will be increases when we move from kingdom to species, and similarities will be decreases when move from species to kingdom. Now one more thing is that is taxon. Taxon is the individual category of an organism. Individual category of an organism, just like Brassica. Brassica is the genus, but is the taxon of cauliflower. Just like the Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens here, that is taxon of human beings. This is genus, this is species. But it is known as taxon, the individual category of an organism, that is the taxon. Just like Mazifera indica. Mazifera is the genus, indica is species. Indica a species and genus, that is taxonomic category, but Mazifera indica, that is the taxon, that is individual category of an organism, is known as taxon. The next topic is of taxonomic aids. Taxonomic aids. For example, just like teaching aids. The teaching aids help in the teaching. How to teach. Like that, taxonomic aids help in the identifying, classifying, ordering of the organism. That is the taxonomic aids. The taxonomic aids help in the classifying or identifying of the organism. These are the different types of resources. These are the different types of procedures, established procedures or established or different types of informations which help in the classifying of organism, that is known as taxonomic aids. First one is of herbarium. Herbarium, what is the herbarium? Herbarium is storehouse of collected plant specimens. It is storehouse of collected plant specimens, just like library. Library is the storehouse where all the different types of books is placed. The library, herbarium is the storehouse where collected dried plant or animal specimens kept together, especially plant specimens. Dried plant specimens kept inside their particular area, that is known as herbarium. So before collecting the plants, we have to find out the locality of the plants, name of the plants, the plant is complete, is not complete there or not, and all the portion present in the plant, roots, stem and leaves, fruits and flower is there or not. And then after collect the plant dried in under the shed and then pasted on a sheet, a particular size sheet, and suppose this is the plant and it is pasted on the sheet, and here a label is there. On that label all the information related to the plant is mentioned, just like name of the plants, scientific name of the plants, vernacular name of the plants, in which locality, from which locality this plant is obtained, or any other information related from this plants will be written here. And here the particular information of regarding the area. Suppose here we write flora of Chittorgarh, means this is the area from which this plant is collected, and other information will be right here, and the plant nested on the sheet, and this sheet is known as herbarium sheet. This is the herbarium sheet, and it is placed in a placed particular placed where that place is known as herbarium. So largest or oldest herbarium is Royal Botanical Garden. Royal Botanical Garden at Kew. Royal Botanical Garden at Kew. It is the largest herbarium. So herbarium, that is these are the plant specimens which is dried and pasted on the particular sheet, that is known as herbarium sheet. The largest herbarium is of Royal Botanical Garden at Kew. In India, that is FRI, Forest Research Institute, National Botanical Garden of Lucknow, NBRI, National Botanical Institute. These are the particular placed inside the India, and outside the India, that is Royal Botanical Garden is the particular, like the library, like that. These are the herbarium. So Royal Botanical Garden is the largest or oldest herbarium of the world. Inside the India, FRI, Forest Research Institute, Dehradun is there, where different plant specimen is collected together and placed. Then next is of Botanical Garden. Botanical Garden. Botanical Garden is the place where the live plant specimens grow inside the particular area, that is Botanical Garden. Botanical Garden is the place where live plant specimens grow. Again, the example is of Royal Botanical Garden. Royal at Kew, Forest Research Institute, Dehradun, FRI, Dehradun. These are the garden, Royal Botanical Garden, where the live plant specimens grow, and if we want to study the plants in the nature, they are present inside the particular area, so we can study easily the live plants. These are the Botanical Garden. National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow. National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow, NBRI, is also there, where living plants is grown in the particular area, so we can study there. These are the living plants. So today we studied these two taxonomic aids. One is of herbarium and another is of Botanical Garden. Herbarium is also inside the University of Jaipur University. There inside that Rajasthan herbarium is there. Botanical Garden, Lucknow, Central Research Institute of Kolkata is also there. That is the Botanical Garden. So these are the places where the living plant specimen is kept and grown, and we can study all these plants or identifying the plants with the help of preserved specimen and live specimens. Both the things is present in the particular areas.